It's your boy, Superman 2000, coming from the Fight Mobile again. Dude, I just got my mind blown. Now here I was, saying, oh no, Jon Jones was never put drugs in his body. He had never did steroids. Then come to find out, he tested positive for the same stuff that Brock Lesnar tested positive for. The estrogen cover-up drug that lowers your testosterone level to mask some other steroid. So I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Then no, I said, no, maybe he and Brock Lesnar took the same supplement, probably. So maybe he's innocent. Then now I find out Jon Jones' brother, who plays in the NFL, he's been suspended 4 games because he tests positive for a banned substance. Of course, no one didn't disclosing the name of the banned substance, but what's the likelihood that you getting positive on a drug test, your brother getting positive on a drug test, then your brother tests positive for the same drug that Brock Lesnar tests positive for? Yeah, that's yeah, even as naive and as a fanboy as I tried to be, that's hard to beat, bruh. You took them drugs. I'm sorry, you took those drugs. So, you know, and so Jon Jones took the drugs. Fine, great deal. But my thing is, why the suspension so long? 2 years, 3 years. This is not the Olympics, for Christ's sakes. This is mixed martial arts. So why is suspension so long? That's my deal. Why are you making the suspension so long? NFL, which pays way bigger money. Now Jon Jones' brother, he's got a $35 million deal. Jon Jones is making what? Not 1 million, 700,000 a fight, plus a little Reebok money. Okay, maybe after you throw in the sponsorship, maybe he gets to 1 million. So the NFL, larger organization, way more money, and their ban for steroid is 2, 3 games, 4 games. Come on, you're banning Jon Jones for you got to ban somebody for 2 years, a whole year. And by the way, when I said 2 years, I'm talking about Chad Menendez. He's been banned for 2 years, and I'm like, are you serious? That's just too long. But on the other hand, yeah, if you know you're going to get banned for 2 years, you just may not do the steroid. You got to say, no, I don't want to lose my career, so I'm not going to drugs. So, well, maybe it works out. But I think the Athletic Commission, they're getting out of control now. They get out of control. And they seem to be very selective about who they go after. And that's my other beef. But I'll put it on the back burner and deal with the main beef. Now, when Conor McGregor heard that Chad Menendez got suspended, being the narcissist he is, he was like, oh, well, I hope he wasn't on that stuff when he was fighting me. Or was he on that? I wonder if he was on that stuff when he was fighting me. Now, I gotta give Conor McGregor his props. He is Mr. How does this affect me? You know, if I say, man, the UFC is just got sold, and what do you think about that? Well, UFC just got sold, but I'm going to do my best, and that doesn't affect me. And so he's a publicity getter. So yeah, I'll give him his props for that. But point I'm making, yeah, I'm wandering off. ADD moment. The point I'm making is this: I think the suspensions are too long. 1 year and 2 year suspensions in a sport where the turnover rate is high, where, I mean, you're churning up and there's no stability. People like to have high quality fighters, and the best guys, you're taking them out. I mean, it's impossible for somebody to break their leg, then go to the doctor, and the doctor say, hey, listen, man, without steroids, I cannot, you won't have a speedy recovery. Like me, I hurt myself a while back training. Doctor gave me steroids for my back. I recovered. I mean, so what's the big deal with somebody taking steroids if they have an injury and they need to recover from? Now, I suspect that when Jon Jones threw that kick that broke Ovin St. Prix's hand, I suspect that he fractured the two bones in the leg. I think it's called the fibia and the tibia. Well, whichever one is in front, maybe it's a fibia. I suspect that that one was either cracked or fractured, or a hairline fracture, or something wrong with it, or the muscle tissue was damaged, similar to what happened to DC when he was training. Because you're not going to break somebody's arm without doing some damage to your foot. It just doesn't happen like that. And that's why after the fight, he was in a wheelchair, and they asked him at the press conference, we noticed you're in a wheelchair, we noticed you're limping, we noticed you were hurt, are you going to be able to prepare to fight Daniel Cormier? And he said, yes, no problem, I think I'll be ready. So more than likely, I'm just speculating here, that he got the steroids for that injury and figuring, hey, you know, it's a quick recovery, I'll be fine. Now, if it's a supplement that blue, that positive, then I want to know what's the name of that supplement, first of all. And secondly, Brock Lesnar, he doesn't care whether or not he ever comes back to the UFC. Again, he's good. $2 million, show up, fight, and now you're back to WWE making that big money you made before. So he's like, yeah, you just suspend me for 2 years, I'm going to make the money in the WWE, and I'll be fine over there. And then when that suspension is off, I'll just jump back in MMA again to another one big show, get some more money. So he's good. He's really good either way. But for a small guy like Chad Menendez, who's fighting his career, that 2-year suspension, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt him real bad. Now, Jon Jones may have the money to go the distance, so he can go to the 2-year suspension. But these other guys, you ask them to get themselves banged up every day, and then after they get banged up, you're not gonna offer them no opportunity to take medication or the drugs that's gonna get them back in fighting shape, to put them back in the ring. Come on, that's not fair. As much as an anti-drugs person as I am, that's not fair. And I understand. If you take steroids to cheat for a fight, then you should get banned. You should get banned. And before your own good, because other people won't take the chance of taking steroids, so they won't lose their career. And the fact that we just lost Kimbo Slice to something like that, we don't want to lose another high-quality fighter to something like that. So yeah, that's reasonable. But at some point, you got to find a middle ground. And you're going to ban somebody for smoking good old ganja, which I have nothing against marijuana, medical marijuana. If you have ADD and you smoke marijuana for ADD, hey, more power to you, because that might work out better for you than Ritalin or whatever. I have nothing against that. And there's no way marijuana is a performance enhancing substance. So Nick Diaz got suspended for a whole 5 years. He can't even train and corner his brother. So I'm like, the commission, they're just all over the map, and how they enforce what they do are these suspensions that they choose to put in place. And that's what's throwing me off. That's what's really kind of weird to me. They're more like a attack dog / type, the military arm of the UFC type, you know? And I think that when the commission suspend people and put them down and they're out and that type of stuff, them coming back into the UFC, guess what? No, Dana White gets to negotiate and lowball him down. So, I mean, pretty much long and short end of the story is if you get injured and into the steroids for an injury, then do it for the injury and get back in shape. Get a waiver from the USDA or whatever. But if you're going to compete, just don't do the drugs, bro. Don't do it. It's not worth it, because these suspensions are like ridiculous. All right, guys, that's my 2 cents from the fight chair. I'm probably sweating like a pig because my AC is broken, so I had to wind the wind up to do the video. All right, guys, peace out.